love it did a last. Heaven knows it's high time. I've been waiting on my own too long. And when you hold me like you do, it feels so right. Oh, now I start to forget how my heart gets torn when that hurt gets thrown, feeling like it can't go on. Turning circles on time again, cut like a knife. Oh, now if you love me, I got to know for sure. 'Cause it takes something more this time than sweet, sweet lies. Oh, now before I open up my arms and fall, losing all control, every dream inside my soul. When you kiss me on that midnight street, sweep me off my feet, singing, ain't this life so sweet?
Love is a force more formidable than any other. It is invisible. It cannot be seen or measured, yet it is powerful enough to transform you in a moment and offer you more joy than any material possession ever could. Love is the most powerful, magical force in the universe, and there is nowhere it displays its beauty and wonders more than in the intimate relationship between two people. There is nothing you can do, achieve or buy that will outshine the peace, joy and happiness of being in communion with the partner you love. If our guests would like to take their seats, just stay where you are for now. Yes, stay where you are for now. Good afternoon, dear guests. On behalf of Colin and Katherine and the Royal Borough of Windsor and Maidenhead Registration Service, it's my very great pleasure to welcome you here today to the Monkey Island estate. So I'd like to start the ceremony by asking, who presents Katherine to be married to Colin?
I do.
Lovely. Would you like to give your sister a kiss? Do you want to shake hands with Colin? Lovely. And if you'd like to all take your seats, and if you'd like to take your seats as well, should we pop your flowers down here? So I'd now like to ask you both to state your full names in the presence of your family and your friends. So the groom first, your full name.
Colin John Hayter.
Thank you. And our bride.
Catherine Sarah Ellis-Jones.
This place in which you are now met has been duly sanctioned according to law for the celebration of marriages. You are here today to witness the joining in matrimony of Colin and Katherine. If any person here present knows of any lawful reason why this marriage should not be entered into, they should declare it now. Not even a murmur from the baby. Perfect, guests. So, dear guests, we're gathered here today to celebrate the marriage of Colin and Katherine. We have the privilege to witness what is at heart a private moment between them as they dedicate and commit themselves to one another. The vows that our couple make today will join their lives together with all their hopes and aspirations for the future. This marriage ceremony is the confirmation of the love, the respect, and the true friendship that they have had for each other over the last 14 years. And together they will grow even stronger to meet whatever their future holds. Colin and Katherine, today you entered as individuals, but you will leave here as husband and wife, blending your lives and joining your families even closer together. The story of your future life together is still yours to write, and all your guests have come to witness and celebrate your love and commitment today, eager to be part of the story that's not yet been told. Colin and Katherine, before you are joined in matrimony, I have to remind you of the solemn and binding character of the vows you're about to make. Marriage, according to the law of this country, is the union of two people voluntarily entered into for life to the exclusion of all others. I'm now going to ask each of you in turn to declare that you do not know of any lawful reason why you should not be joined in matrimony to each other. Okay, and you can repeat after me and just say these words to me, and you're going to go first, Colin, okay? I declare that I know.
I declare that I know.
Of no legal reason.
Of no legal reason.
Why I, Colin.
That I, Colin.
May not be joined.
May not be joined.
In marriage to Katherine.
In marriage to Katherine.
Okay. I declare that I know.
I declare that I know.
Of no legal reason.
Of no legal reason.
Why I, Katherine.
Why I, Katherine.
May not be joined.
May not be joined.
In marriage to Colin.
In marriage to Colin.
The vows that Colin and Katherine make to each other today are twofold in nature. The first has ensured that there is no legal impediment to the marriage, and in the second, they will solemnly promise to take each other as partners for life. The words, though few and simple, will join you together in marriage and may be some of the most precious and meaningful words that you'll exchange with each other. So the moment has now come for our couple to exchange their marriage vows. So I'm going to ask you to turn and face each other, take each other's hands, hold on to each other and say those words to each other. Okay, and you're going to go first. Colin, okay? I, Colin.
I, Colin.
Take you, Katherine.
Take you, Katherine.
To be my wedded wife.
To be my wedded wife.
Okay, Katherine. I, Katherine.
I, Katherine.
Take you, Colin.
Take you, Colin.
To be my wedded husband.
To be my wedded husband.
Well done. Colin and Katherine, you've gathered about you those who you love. You've invited them here to receive their encouragement and support and to celebrate with you at this special time. I ask you now, in the presence of this company, do you, Colin, take Katherine to be your wife? Do you promise to love, cherish, and respect her? Do you promise to comfort and encourage her? Do you promise to rejoice with her through the good times and remain true to her for the rest of your lives together?
I do.
And do you, Katherine, take Colin to be your husband? Do you promise to love, cherish, and respect him? Do you promise to comfort and encourage him? Do you promise to rejoice with him through the good times and remain true to him for the rest of your lives together?
I do.
Colin and Katherine, in the future, when you look back on this day, as you undoubtedly will, please remember these promises that you've made to each other before your family and your friends. These vows of marriage will bind you together, both as friends and as soulmates. May each of you draw strength from the constant and enduring love of the other. And in turn, may you provide a solid foundation of love, tolerance, and respect for each other to lean upon. May each of you be there for the other when you most need a friend to turn to. And that, although you both continue to grow and change, never lose sight of the strength of feeling that you so very clearly have for each other today. The giving and receiving of a wedding ring is the ancient and traditional way of sealing the contract you've made with each other. The rings are round in form to symbolise the circle of life and to show your vows to each other will never reach an end. They're the outward sign of the lifelong promises you've just made. So can I invite Felix and Daryl forward with the rings? You'd like to open that box? That's fine. Do you want to open it up? There we go. And if you take Katherine's ring, Colin, lovely. And if you two turn and face each other, you can just take a little step back there. And if you pop it halfway down her ring finger, Pop it halfway down her ring finger. Does it go a certain direction, that ring? Does it go the other way? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just pop it there and hold it there and just repeat the words you've chosen after me. Katherine, I give you this ring
Katherine, I give you this ring
as a sign of my love
as a sign of my love,
and as a symbol of our marriage.
as a symbol of our marriage.
Lovely. If you just want to slide it on. Perfect. Lovely. Okay, and if you want to open the box. And then Katherine, you're going to take the ring out of there. Perfect, well done. And you just stay standing there. Pop it halfway down his ring finger and just hold it there and repeat the words after me. Colin, I give you this ring
Colin, I give you this ring
as a sign of my love
as a sign of my love
and as a symbol of our marriage.
and as a symbol of our marriage.
Lovely. Do you want to slide it on? Yes. Okay, well done. Beautiful fit, well done. And thank you very much to darling Felix, if you'd like to take your seat. Thank you. That's got to be the most cutest ring bearer ever. Definitely.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm saying nothing. I hope he's not doing a best man speech later. Colin and Katherine, now just take a moment to remember what this feels like. What it feels like to have publicly shared these promises, to feel this happiness at the thought of your future together, to know something has changed, that you as individuals and as a couple will walk out of this room just a little different to the you who walked in. Been agreed to now. Well, you've both now made the declarations required by law. You've made the solemn promises to each other in the presence of your family and your friends. We all know that the feelings of love and commitment, which you've expressed here today by the exchange of vows, will deepen and grow throughout the coming years. It is now therefore my duty, my honour and my very great privilege to announce you are legally husband and wife. Would you like to give your wife a kiss?
This year's loving better last. This year's loving better last. 'Cause who's to worry if our hearts get torn when that hurt gets thrown? Don't ya know this life goes on? Won't ya kiss me on the midnight street? Sweep me off my feet, singing, ain't this life so sweet? This year's loving better last. 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 Whoa, yeah. This year's loving better
Now then, they said it would never happen. You said it would never happen. But here we are. The more sober among you will have noticed I'm not actually Katherine's father. But she is without doubt my favourite sister. We might not speak every day, but there's a special bond, and I regard this as a great honour and a great responsibility. It should, of course, have been someone else walking her down the aisle today. And he and Mum would have been so proud. And because of that, there's a certain amount of pressure on me. Dad, Ray, would have made this moving, funny, incisive, emotionally perfect, and of course, long. So very long. And it's out of love and respect that I fully intend to hit at least one of those markers. So top up your glasses and settle in. You might be here for some time. But before we kick off properly, I'd like to thank everyone for coming today. I know Katherine and Colin are very grateful to those of you that have travelled some distance. And it's quite fitting that someone who spends most of her spare time reposting animal welfare videos has got married on Monkey Island. I know I'm not alone in being slightly disappointed we haven't seen any actual monkeys, but I'm sure everyone will agree it's a fantastic venue and the food was amazing, so thank you very much to everyone here at Monkey Island. Katherine actually turned down the offer of having this wedding at Windsor Castle. That's how highly she rated this place. So yeah, just let that sink in. You could have been at Windsor Castle. But the blessing there is we don't have to endure Katherine's cooking. Now, those of you disappointed that it's me and not Dad on speech duty should bear in mind one key fact. He thought the sun shone out of her arse. I know where the bodies are buried. Now, Lisa keeps telling me it's not a best man speech, but what can you do? Colin, welcome to the family, officially.
Thank you.
I know it's taken a while, I think we can all agree on that, but I'm delighted you finally got it sorted. I did start to wonder if you'd asked her via WhatsApp and she just left you unopened for 6 years. Or maybe that's just what she does to me. Now, Colin, of course, wasn't Katherine's first boyfriend, or even her second, or even her 25th. But you're the last man standing, and you deserve credit for that. Now, back in her modelling days, Katherine had some offers from some quite high-profile men. Lee Sharp, Frank Lampard, and Jean-Claude Van Damme are just three that spring to mind. It makes you think, doesn't it? We could have been here celebrating the union of my sister and Jean-Claude, the muscles from Brussels. And yet here we are with Colin, the blue nose from Brentford. And that, of course, brings me on to Everton. If I said 10,977, would anyone know the significance? That's right. It's the number of days that have passed since Everton last won a trophy. It's also the number of times Colin tried to get his hair right this morning. But he scrubbed it up well eventually, didn't he? Well done, mate. Football, of course, can be a great vehicle for bringing people together. I remember speaking to Dad on the phone not long after Katherine and Colin met. Dad could hardly get the words out. He's an Evertonian, he spat. And back in 2011, we were all really excited to get a look at this southern-based blue. I think we were expecting a rather defeated-looking, bitter, humorless, pot-bellied Hulk. And so we were pleasantly surprised to meet Colin, who looks a little bit like the little one from the Backstreet Boys. And he thought he was Liam Gallagher. And to be fair, Colin, we've had our fair share of great football banter. None more so than when Everton got that famous 2-2 win in the last Goodison derby. Now, it's fair to say the course of true love hasn't always run smoothly, but I'm delighted you guys stuck at it. You make a fantastic couple. I know, Katherine, that from personal experience, being a step-parent can be tough at times and a total nightmare at others. But I I've genuinely loved seeing Katherine and Chloe develop a close relationship. I know they both had to work at it, but it's amazing what you have now. And Colin, you are a great dad. You've had to make some big decisions in the last few years, and you had my respect for the way that you've stepped up. So you're the Hater Holy Trinity, the Harvey, Kendall and Ball of Camberley. Now, everyone knows Katherine today. A bit flaky and always late. But what was she like in her younger days? Now, late is my first observation. She was due to be born before the 1974 World Cup tournament began, but she decided to wait until halfway through the Scotland versus Yugoslavia game. I've just outed you there, by the way, as a 50-year-old. And actually, that reminds me that the aggregate score, Katherine and Colin, 97 years, is a new Monkey Island record for first-timers. So congratulations, guys. But probably my first memory is the day Katherine was born, being told not to move from the couch as all hell was breaking loose in the bedroom upstairs. Dad kept nipping back down and sticking his head round the door to check what was happening on the pitch. Because I think even he had accepted that he probably wouldn't get to watch the highlights that night, and he'd abandoned his usual "don't tell me the score" philosophy. I was too young to appreciate football or babies, but Dad always referred to that one as the lost World Cup. Katherine's annoying qualities became more apparent when she met Alison Morris. I genuinely think there are people at the United Reformed Church in Chingford who still have nightmares about the two of them today. Individually, they were two of the cutest kids you could imagine. Together, they were like the Sunday school Cray twins, terrorising me and my mates every week. They were relentless, and it didn't improve when they both followed me to the same senior school. It meant one day a week of pest control turned into 6. And I've actually not seen the pair of them together for donkey's years, and I'm slightly nervous about how the evening might pan out for me. And somewhat amusingly, Katherine only added Alison to her bridesmaid WhatsApp group last week. 6 months after she created it. I think if you'd been a dog who was lost 200 miles away, you'd have got far more attention. Now, talking of school, Katherine actually did quite well in her GCSEs, but she opted for some sort of business college rather than proper sixth form. At least, that's what we thought. It was the end of November in her lower 6th year when the college spoke to Mum to ask when Katherine would be better and returning to classes. Apparently, she'd been off for 6 weeks at this point, which came as a shock to my parents, who'd been dropping her off at the station every morning. It turned out that in the early 1990s, 16-year-olds struggled to stay focused at college when they'd been clubbing in Manchester all weekend. Who knew? But what she did know, however, was that if brains wasn't her thing, then maybe beauty could be the payday she needed. And so the modelling career began. Seeing massive posters of your little sister on the high street was a bit unnerving. And it also led to people referring to me as Kath Ellis-Jones's brother, which really wasn't all that amusing. However, her looks did pay off very nicely for me and my housemates in Sheffield. Katherine came to stay for a weekend when we were at university, and in the Leadmill nightclub one night, we discovered there were scores of students willing to lend a damsel in distress 50p for her taxi home. She'd returned to our table with handfuls of cash, which sorted us out for a couple of rounds. Until quite a few of her benefactors clocked on and we had to make an early exit. There are still some things, though, we'll probably never get to the bottom of, like just how did Mum's Nissan Micra get burnt out in a quarry near Manchester? How did Dad's Volvo end up parked at 90 degrees to the curb outside the Lake pub one Christmas Day night? How does someone so small drink so much wine? And why were they 7 hours late to Christmas dinner in 2014? To conclude, then, as mentioned, there have been a carousel of suitors who thought they might be the one to tame this wild child. Dopey Dave the Builder was just too dim. Handsome Mitch was just too nice. Jamie the chef was actually too crazy. And there was even some big dork called Ben who pitched up at Christmas one year, and he achieved the seemingly impossible by making Dopey Dave look intellectual. And we never saw him again. He's not here, is he? And finally, there was Colin. And Mum, Dad, and I. Well, we're all very happy about that.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up. I'd like you to raise your glasses and enjoy two toasts. Firstly, to absent loved ones who would have all loved today. To Margaret, Ray, Trevor and Bob. That's when you do the toast. And you're all supposed to say Margaret, Ray, Trevor and Bob. Margaret, Ray. Fuck's sake, you've never been to a wedding before. And secondly, and most importantly, to Katherine and Colin, the happy couple.
Happy couple.
That's me done.
It's amazing to see my family and my friends here. You've all played a massive part in my life and our lives together, having great memories, and this is another memory to savour. So thank you all for showing up and dressing up. You all look amazing. To my best men, having 4 of them probably means I'm quite a popular person or just very indecisive. Thank you for being close to me over the years. You've mean a lot to me. We've had some great times and hopefully many more to come. Thank you for organising the stag do. Get me back in one piece. The costumes weren't so gratefully accepted, but I still wore them. So there are pictures out there of me, so if you want to see them. To the bridesmaids, you all look wonderful today. Thank you for looking after Katherine, keeping her calm as best you could. I know that's a task. Making sure everything ran smoothly, which it has done. No hiccups so far, so that's all good. I know I owe you a drink, so fair play to that. And lastly, to the most important thank you of all, to my beautiful bride, my wife. Katherine, you look absolutely stunning. I wrote that down, but you do look stunning. Yeah, exactly, yeah. I wasn't sure what she was going to turn up in, but she still looks stunning. After 14 years, we've finally done it. Can't believe it, but you are now my wife. So. Thank you for your love and support. You're my best friend, my rock, and so much more. I also want to thank you for being such a wonderful stepmother to Chloe. The love, the patience, the care you've shown her over the years means the world to us both. I love you more than words can say, and I look forward to spending so many more years with you. Now, we've been watching a lot of Married at First Sight together. And this isn't, obviously, after 14 years, this isn't Married at First Sight, but it was certainly love at first sight back in Hammersmith all those years ago. Now, I'm no professional dancer, but over the years, I've been reminded so many times that Katherine took A-level contemporary dance. So, that in mind, after the best men speeches, we'll be heading to the dance floor for our first dance. So, we'll appreciate if you join in about 20 seconds afterwards and let your hair down and have a drink or two. So thank you all again for being part of this wonderful day. It means the world to us. So please raise a glass to my beautiful wife, to you all, to family, to friends, to a lifetime of happiness, and to those missing today.